Decentro Media presence at Toronto's Blockchain Futurist Conference is brought to you in part by Huobi Canada, the #1 choice for institutional-grade cryptocurrency trading. Hi everyone, welcome to Decentro Report. I am here at the Toronto Blockchain Futurist Conference, and it has been extremely exciting to have finally met one of my favorite projects online, which is called Cortex. This is Amy from Cortex. Thanks for being on the show today, Amy.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, no worries. So how has the Blockchain Futurist Conference been for you so far?
It's been great. I'm so honored and happy to be here. I mean, this is by far one of the very quality conferences that I've attended in the past 5 months. So it's great, and I got to meet you and then doing these wonderful interviews with you. So
yeah, I mean, likewise, this conference has blown my mind away. I've been to I don't know, 7 or 8 conferences in the past half a year, and this one's just incredible.
Great.
Yeah. So has there been a lot of interest for Cortex here?
Oh yes, like yesterday there were so many people approached us and they wanted to know more about us. And then this morning, especially after I gave a speech on the main stage, more interest came, and then we took time to explain to people what we are and then what our core values and our technologies about. Yeah. And so it is great. And I've done a few more interviews with other medias, and then in a very positive way. I think I got a very good vibe in this environment where everybody is just working together to try to bring the best out of everybody to make this space more wonderful.
Yeah, no, one reason I keep coming back to conferences is A, the sheer level of intelligence of everybody.
Yep.
B, the energy, enthusiasm, and like genuine love for the technology.
Right.
Is just amazing. Makes for such a wonderful community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Cool. So let's talk about Cortex. It is a rather complicated project.
Yes, it is.
So that's one reason we're sitting down right now to talk about it. So let's just start at the beginning, and we'll talk about the company itself, Cortex. Sure. Go ahead, introduce us to the company.
Sure. So the Cortex Lab, we started off early this year in February. We started our only round of private placement, and then by the end of mid-March, we have successfully fundraised 40,000 ethers to kick off the project.
40,000 ethers, that's would have been back then about $25 million? About
the average price on on the duration of our fundraise it's about $43 per ether, so that equals to about $32 million.
Right.
$32 million. Thank you very much.
That's significant.
Right, and then so we're about 5 months old into the project.
So you're a startup?
Yes, we are a startup.
Okay, cool. So the people that are driving this new company, can you get into the team a little bit? Because it's AI development,
right?
In combination with blockchain.
Yes.
So let's talk about both sides.
Sure.
On the AI side, I heard some tremendous information about your team. So why don't you get into that? Sure.
Yeah. So we are a group of veterans in both the AI domain and the blockchain domain. Our CEO, also the co-founder, Ziqi, he has his own mining companies. I think it's called Waterhole, and then Waterhole right now accommodates about 3 to 5% of the hash power in Bitcoin Cash.
Okay.
And about 1% in Zcash and Ethereum.
Right.
Right. So that's a little bit about his background. He knows the crypto world and the blockchain and the mining side very well. And then Wayne, our CTO and also co-founders, he is an expert in AI, and he has many in-depth knowledge in the AI developments. And then recently we just came in second in Google Kaggle competitions.
Okay.
And then also the KDD Cup 2018, we came in third out of almost 100 teams.
Okay.
So we are very confident in our talent and our capability in delivering what we say we're going to deliver in our white paper. We're confident to say that we're top 1% in terms of the talent in this group, and there's a lot of energies to put and efforts to put into what we're trying to do.
Right. So top 1% for AI development.
Yes.
That's fantastic. And on the blockchain side, who do you have developing?
So on the blockchain side, our chief scientist Tian Jia is actually a very experienced distributed system scientist in China, and then he's done amazing work with other projects to give them advices. He's on advisory boards of many famous projects in Asia. So, and he's also one of the a very early Bitcoin miner.
Right.
From back in the days.
Lucky
and so
guy.
Yes. Right. So we're just a group of very experienced and veterans in both spaces. And then most importantly, we have the track records for everybody to investigate to make sure that we are the legitimate team to pull off what we think what we propose that we're going to do.
All right, that's cool.
Right.
And of course, people can go to your website.
Oh, yes,
and
please.
There's direct links to the
To our
team members and
Lincolns.
whatnot.
Yes.
That's fantastic. And congratulations on your
you.
scoring in those competitions.
Thank you very much.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
All right, so Cortex is combining AI and blockchain.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's get into the technology now. We're
Right.
pretty confident your team can handle the white paper, the proposed technology.
Mm-hmm.
So what exactly are you guys proposing to pull off here?
Right. Okay. So we're building this new blockchain, new public chain that allows smart contract to have AI functions in it.
All right.
Yeah. So you know how the current Ethereum network, the smart contract runs on it, were executed on CPUs of the full nodes of the computers.
Right.
But we all know that CPUs does not have enough computing power to execute complex algorithms, such as AI algorithms. AI models, they are very complicated and long, and the CPU just simply does not have enough capacity to run it. That's why we're building this new public chain, and from ground up, rewriting the virtual machines to make it compatible and executable on GPUs and FPGAs, so that with these advanced hardware, we'll be able to execute a true AI smart contract. Okay. So let me give you like a more of a background information about smart contract and then how AI can fit into the scheme.
All right.
Right. So we all know smart contract. Like let's talk about Bitcoin a little bit. So Bitcoin network is a point-to-point payment system, right? And on top of that, what Ethereum does to enhance the functionality and capability of this blockchain technology is that the introduction of smart contract. So if certain conditions are met, then your payment is guaranteed.
Yeah.
And it's distributed across the network with the consensus from the network. And then on top of that, what we're introducing is that within the smart contract, we wanted to use AI functions to help us determine whether these conditions are met or not.
I understand.
So that the smart contract can carry through, and then finally, payments can be made.
Okay, I totally understand now. And you need to develop your own blockchain because, for example, the Ethereum blockchain can't handle AI algorithms.
It just cannot run it
within the smart contract.
Yeah, the smart contract that has AI elements in it will not be executable or sufficiently on CPUs.
Okay.
It's a fundamental infrastructure, I guess, technical obstacles that we need to overcome.
Right. And I mean, within a smart contract, as it is now, it's more or less a yes or no or data-driven smart contract, correct?
It's more like a digital contract if you look at it.
Yeah. I mean, the smart contract, the complexity is quite limited.
Yes.
Into as far as what the contract can actually analyze in the real world.
Right.
As to what has happened, whether or not the conditions have been met.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, can you give me an example of, and I can think of about 100 just right now, but I want to hear it from you.
Sure.
What's an example where a AI-enabled smart contract would allow a higher level or higher complex smart contract?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, a very practical example will be face recognitions.
Okay.
So face recognition is done by AI models. So the AI, you train an AI model, the face recognition models, and then that model will help you determine if this face is that face, right? And then so if we can integrate that function, let the face recognition AI model help you determine if this face is actually that face, then that's a user case. So the KYC, know your customer, security functions for crypto exchanges.
Yeah.
Right. Security is like number one concern with the current crypto market, right? So this kind of AI embedded smart contract will then really help in many ways.
So I'm imagining, for example, I want to withdraw my crypto from an exchange.
Yes.
It's going to be tied to a smart contract that will know how to recognize my face.
Yeah. So if this face is really the owner
Yeah.
of this account,
Yeah.
then code is law. Then the smart contract, once that condition is met, then the code carries on, and then eventually you'll get your payments,
Yeah.
your money. Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. I like the ability to have that extra added feature for security.
Right.
I interviewed Decentro, which is a cryptocurrency for streaming, and fantastic project. But the CEO told me about one use case in the project, and I'll quickly explain it. So, in video games, for example,
Okay.
Somebody will challenge their favorite streamer to do 3 headshots
Right.
in the game in a row. And it's like, and he said, oh, we're going to put that on the smart contract, and if the headshots work out, then the person will get paid, because as it is now, people put up these challenges and then don't pay.
Yes.
Right? Even if the gamer accomplishes that.
Right.
And I was thinking, like, how would a smart contract know if 3 headshots were
There
made?
you go. Yes.
So
Yes.
this is a perfect example.
Right.
It's, I mean, not maybe the most high-level example.
No, but it is
but
a
you
real
actually
use
need
case.
AI to
determine that.
So, okay,
yeah.
awesome.
So that is. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's one of the a real user case that you can see happen once Cortexes get online. And then another example that I wanted to share with you is that this might be high pitch, but then it will happen,
Yeah.
and I believe that it is coming to our way. Is that self-driving cars?
Okay.
Imagine that self-driving car. It's just a matter of time, for this kind of technology and application to be vastly used and implemented.
I can't wait.
I know, right?
So
and
sick
then,
of driving.
I know, and then so just imagine that we are like just 2 of us. We're on the road. You're in one of the self-driving cars, and I'm on the other one.
Yeah.
And then you're in front of me. I'm behind you. I am in a hurry, and you are not. So I can initiate a smart contract between the 2 of us.
Right.
And then say that, okay, if you make a yield to me to go first because I'm in a hurry and you're not, then I will make a mini payment for that.
That is
Right.
really funny.
Right.
That's
Right.
very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, no, and then this is just between you and me, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
imagine that, like in the Uber or the Lyft network, and then you're trying to get from point A to point B, and there are like 8 intersections in between.
Yeah.
And then you can make these micro transactions or deal
Right.
for the rights or for the right to go first because
Right.
you're in a hurry. Then this transaction can be bound in this AI smart contract. Then once, if you do make the yield to me to go first, then you're guaranteed the payment. So that's one of a very interesting application that you can see people implementing on our platform in the future.
So I'm finding this really interesting because I've realized through this discussion that smart contracts are actually not so smart.
They are, no, but it's because a few years back when the Ethereum network is being constructed and built, AI was not as mature as it is right now.
Right.
Right. So there was not really a need to take AI or the consideration of accommodating AI onto blockchain. I mean, back then blockchain wasn't even as mature as it is right now.
Well, we are still sort of figuring out all the applications
right?
of the current
status
quo of smart contracts.
Right. But it was
So
just
I can see what you're saying.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just that now that we see the need, we see the emerging potentials in these 2 technologies. That's
Yeah.
why we believe that this is the right timing to start building this platform to accommodate the intersection of these 2 amazing industry.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because smart contracts were created, we figured out how we can use them, and we're still learning how to use them. And through that process, we're realizing, oh, this new invention has limitations.
Right.
So here comes Cortex, and now you believe AI is ready to be merged with smart contracts? Do you
Yes,
think the technology's there?
Yes, we are very careful when we start the project. Like this might be a mini step to bring AI on chain. We believe this is the right step to do because we're only bringing inference consensus. So you know how like AI has two sides. One is the training side, deal with the data and everything, in the computing powers and whatnot. And on the other side is the inference side. So you train an AI model to do inference for you, right? To convenient our lives and making decisions for us, and to save time and whatnot. So we're very careful in just bringing in inference consensus on blockchain. This is a mini step to try to merge these two industries together, because we believe that we wanted to democratize AI models, because if AI is kept in a very centralized way, then you've seen the movie like Skynet, Westworld. I mean, it can be scary once AI has gone beyond mature.
Yeah,
right,
beyond its own protocol.
Right,
yeah.
Right, and it can happen if it is continued to be kept in a centralized way. So we're only like, our mini step is to bring the AI models, train AI models on chain, so that everybody has a chance to see what and who and how is determining what I wish it determines for me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Right. And I think as a user, we have the right to know that.
Yeah.
So that's why we're only bringing
as a means to contain and control AI.
Yeah, the transparency of that is very important.
Of course.
And that is very valuable. So that's why we're specifically, solving the problem of, so that AI models can be put on chain, and every users that have wants to use that AI knows exactly what that AI is about, what kind of data set it is used to train, and then how it has reached the inference result that was given to the users, and so that transparency is very valuable, and that's our core value. We want to democratize AI models so that the ecosystem can be built from there.
All right. So I just have a question about AI developers in general.
Okay.
So from what I understand right now, the Cortex platform, you're allowing developers to merge AI with smart contracts. Are you going to have a library of AI algorithms?
Okay.
Or are you going to rely on native AI developers to develop their own AI and then use Cortex to merge their AI with smart contracts?
Okay, so...
Or is it going to be both?
Right, okay, so I would say merging is a way to describe it. It's more like the AI model creators or developers will submit their trained AI models, trained and ready to use AI models on chain. It will be stored in our storage layers of each of full nodes, and then on the other side you have the AI app developers, and or smart contract initiators who will use these AI models as functions in their smart contracts.
Right, so it will be like a library of AI functions that people can pick and choose from, and implement them.
Implement them in their in their applications or in their smart contract. Yes.
Okay, that's going to be an extremely useful platform.
Yes.
So will there be any incentive for AI developers to upload their?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's where the token comes in.
That's correct. So yes, totally. So what it is, the ecosystem goes like this. So the AI model creators will submit their AI models on chain, and then every time when their model is used, is called in the smart contract, the creator of the model will get paid in Cortex.
Okay.
So that's CTXC. That's our native token.
Well, so like if you create some super useful AI and it could get hyper used through the platform,
then you're incentivized to train your model even more with more precisions, and then also you're incentivized and driven to create more usable AI models.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. One thing that sort of scares me a bit about AI is you need a lot of money to develop. You need super smart people, so you got to pay them. And it's the type of technology that can really easily be controlled and owned by the elite, just corporations.
Centralized.
Totally centralized, right?
Organizations.
So, and you can see where I'm going with this.
Yes.
If this AI solution is only accessible to the people who are already at the top of the pyramid, then the gap will widen even further.
Right.
So I can see how Cortex is going to help level the playing field.
Yes.
Because it incentivizes people to make their AI public. But on the other side, that makes AI accessible to the public.
To the public,
well.
yes.
That's really
to the
cool.
end users.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So it sounds a little bit like Singularity Net. I can see some similarities and some differences.
We will continuously to put our effort into building the ecosystem to accommodate more AI developers to join us, because we want these AI developers to share their talents and then contribute their work on this network. And then most importantly, like, we want more people to share the same value with us, that like democratizing AI, it is another options for this industry to go grow further. Right. And then so if this value is aligned, then more and more talent and AI developers will submit their models on chain, and then with these more functionality options offered on our blockchain, then more DApp developers will come in and use these to make great utility apps, gamings, and that, and so the ecosystem will then really grow on top of that.
Grow and thrive.
Yeah,
that's
and
cool.
thrive. Right.
So just really quickly, let's talk about the timeline of releases and launches for Cortex.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're, like I said earlier, we're 5 months into the development, and then by the end of September of this year, Q3, we will launch our testnet for mining.
All right.
And
that'll be to mine Cortex tokens?
That will be to test mining tokens.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
A test,
yeah, because we don't allow people to pre-mine or anything. It's just it's a testnet for people to like give us challenges and then see how robustic or how unrobustic our thing is, so that we can improve from that. There's a testing period for every engineering process to go through.
Yeah.
And then next year, by the end of March next year, 2019, we will launch a testnet for AI smart contract. So we will actually construct some sample AI smart contracts to be run on the chain, and then we'll welcome all the developers to submit and help us testing the work that we have done.
All right.
And then ultimately, finally, we will launch our mainnet by the end of Q2 next year. So next year, around June, we will launch our mainnet.
Okay, so by the end of Q1, you're going to be testing your first AI smart contracts.
Yes.
And then by the end of Q2,
we will launch our mainnet.
Full launch.
Yeah, full launch. The Cortex train will be online.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. So just out of curiosity, your first test AI smart contracts, what are they going to be involved with?
Well, it is a secret, so stay tuned.
All right, I will stay tuned.
Yes.
Definitely follow your Twitter.
Yeah.
I already do, actually.
We are very responsible in communicating and letting people know where are we in terms of community building and project developments.
Yeah.
We have bi-weekly report in English on Medium to let the community know where we are at, and then we have weekly report in Chinese. To engage with the community about where we at in terms of the project timeline. So I'm gonna continuously doing this and then build this great community channel with everybody out there who are interested and have faith in our projects to.
That's really important. You make the effort to constantly reach out to the community,
right.
Give them updates. So good job on that.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Now I'm going to end the interview with throwing something out there for your company.
Okay.
I think you need to change the language a bit, and let's have some fun here. Let's make up something here.
Okay.
So I don't think AI smart contracts. I don't think it's. I don't know. It's a little bit long.
Right.
I think we should just go AI contracts.
AI contracts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you start using the language from now on.
Okay. AI contracts.
Eventually, smart contracts. Will
because
be
AI is
a thing of the past.
Yes.
And as we discussed, smart contracts actually aren't that smart after all.
Right.
So let's just go with AI contracts.
Yes, AI contracts. That is what we do. Yes, Cortex, we'll be able to support the execution of AI contracts on blockchain.
Nice.
How's that?
Let's do it. All right, Amy, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yep.
And you can look forward to utilizing your own AI contracts in the future through Cortex. And that was great. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
Before you move on, make sure you like and share this video. It really helps what we do. Decentro Media is on the ground, face-to-face with the heart of the blockchain industry to find the best project, the people behind them, just for you. So make sure you subscribe and ring the bell to get alerts when we publish about awesome blockchain projects or interview inspiring project leaders as we track the decentralization worldwide. Also, with the flood of new cryptocurrencies going to market every week, we started the top 5 cryptos to hit the markets of the week series. Keep up to date on the best of this rapidly expanding industry by clicking on the playlist that's at the top of the screen right now. Thanks for watching and have a lovely day.